Uh, Good evening, all again. We're just back, myself and Kevin, to give an update on what actually did happen at Strokestown at Kevin's day in court last week. You'll be all aware that he had a summons issued to him. Well, we put in paperwork that established that they did not have any jurisdiction to bring him in whatsoever, and the rolled over it nice and smoothly by keeping everyone out of the court and setting a date for coming back to court in October. Now, obviously, when there's no show, it's a bench warrant. Well, they didn't have the jurisdiction to issue a bench warrant, and we all know the trouble we have when we go in looking for disclosures, the arguments. They thought that by telling the guards to send out disclosure to Kevin, that he'd recontract with them again and go in under their jurisdiction. But they have no jurisdiction, they will have no jurisdiction, and that's the way it's going to stay. And before I hand you over to Kevin, I'd just like to say that we're doing paperwork for homes and repossession, and we believe it'll have the same effect. We believe that we can show that they have no jurisdiction. We're putting the paperwork together at the moment, and we intend to be able to publish this for your use and availability in the coming weeks. So, Kevin, can you say why?
We say I put in paperwork 3 days before the day of the court. I put it in on Friday, which Friday before the 22nd. So that's maybe 5 or 6 days. That would have been what date? The 17th of May. I gave registered paperwork to Ita Scanlon, the county register. I also registered paperwork to the sitting judge through the court register in Roscommon, and I also registered paperwork to Sergeant in the Daily. The paperwork consisted of a memorandum which pointed out clearly, and you're talking about 20 points, how illegal the summons was. There was several miscalculations of proper English grammar for a start, and other attributes as well, which we pointed out, which were completely illegal. You could say, if you want to put it in their language, legalese, which is artificial language, artificial English. It's not proper English grammar and cannot be used on any summons. Now, they got 72 hours to reply on this paperwork I sent in. They never replied. So that they admitted that they had no jurisdiction over me because of the fact that this summons was not properly presented before the courts. So as a result, when I got no response from them, I did not turn up in court. And any judgment that was made on that day was a void, invalid judgment because of the invalidity of the summons. It was as simple as that. Of course, they used their own kind of legalese, their own, how would you put it, propaganda, saying that the case was adjourned, and also they came on with that the Gardaí were to present disclosure to me. They cannot do that. This case is dismissed because of their failure to answer the questions that I put to them in the memorandum. Now, anything they do after this is completely illegal if they do it. No, it's simple as that. So that is the reason why I did not turn up in Strokestown, and I'd like to thank every single person that came. I appreciate their support, and I'm very delighted that they did it. Unfortunately, I could not tell them at the time that I would not be there, but I hope now that they understand why I did not turn up. And in a later video, we will show the paperwork and we will show people how it's done. And I think it's very important that every person watches this paperwork and do the same thing. And perhaps then, when this is done, we might get proper courts and not the mafia outfits that are running today. No, Colin, if you want to add anything.
No,
and I want to thank everyone that came to support me, and I hope they were not disappointed when I didn't turn up. And I'd like to also to say that Mr. Magoo himself, Kieran Malooly, got it wrong again. And of course he mentioned the 13th which, of December, not the 11th. He meant, like all the media, he bought this a little Section 2 assault. Got on the 1 o'clock news. He couldn't even give the right date for it. The 13th of December. This alleged now, it didn't happen. On the 13th of December, I was on 2 days of painkillers. And we won't say what the thugs that had and trespassers that were in false were on that day.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's another day. So RTE, I suppose, were ready for the kill on behalf of KBC Bank. But we, the people, are going to beat them. Simple as that. No, Colin, if you want to say anything.
Yes, well, just to say that anyone that's in difficulty in the meantime, if they contact maybe the ACT and just send on your details, we should be 2 to 3 weeks. We should be in a position to make this paperwork available that will show that they have no jurisdiction. So just keep tuned in, and we'll be releasing as we're testing. We're testing it out ourselves before we give it to anyone else to use, and we'll be able to show you the results. And that's it. Hopefully that this is the golden bullet that we were looking for. I think we have found it.
I just want to say once again, the farce of the media have RTE coming up with the Section 2 on the 1 o'clock news on that day, on the 22nd of May, but could not, on the 11th of December 2018, not a word about the serious assault and the serious frauds that happened on that day.
Yeah.
So that's it. No.
Thanks.
Thank you very much
for
listening. Thank you.